Hey, what's up, y'all? Jeff here, no cutscenes. And today I have the first of my Let's Build videos. I really don't do a lot of them. Sometimes I find them to be kind of boring. I mean, that's up to you to decide, but again, this is my first one. Now, I've started the build on the castle. I've already made my front gate there. And the inspiration I took is from, like, Frank Lloyd Wright meets Scottish and Irish castles and shit. So, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to build my home. I'm going to make it with some spires, make it castle-y, make it mostly out of concrete with some wood mixed in. But yeah, it's mostly going to be out of concrete. And I've already started a little bit here, but I will do a lot in this video. It's about 30 minutes long. Most of it's going to be sped up though. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get right into it. Cool. Okay, so basically, first part here, I'm just making a little walkway, a little path, and the good thing is the NPCs can actually walk on this. And I've already placed one of the power doors. I'm going to use not the delayed switch, which I normally use, but a normal two-way switch, which I forget the Reddit user, but he posted it a while ago, and it was just a perfect guide. It explained everything perfectly. He didn't have any voice over it. I forget like what his exact name was on YouTube or whatever, but I learned from him a lot. I will have to look him up. I will post a link to his video in the description for sure. But yeah, it's really easy, and you'll see me build it later. So if you just want to stick around for that part, please do. But alright, so yeah, we're just starting the build here. And I'm going to make this first floor banquet hall, reception area. You know, it's a castle. It's got to have some castle-y feel. And then up above, I'm going to have my own personal place. Some other bedrooms, some sleeping areas. I'm not going to do like a raider castle or anything. I'm just going to do like, you know, how the Minutemen would have a castle. Something acceptable. Something that is classy. Well, maybe not classy, just, you know, where we don't kill people in a basement. But I will have a basement. That's just going to be an armory, maybe a little workspace and whatever. And what I want to do is I want to use these curved walls a lot because I think they look fucking awesome. I mean, they are easy to work with. They ignore a lot of collision, and as we see here, like, I go back and forth, and this is the first time I've ever really done a Let's Build where I just go. I didn't really have anything planned except I looked, you know, some castles online and I'm a huge architect nut, so I love Frank Lloyd Wright, and I just looked up, yeah, some more stuff by him too, and just kind of had it right off to the screen. And I don't have any really plan for what I'm going to do here. It's kind of just going, you know, along the way. And you'll see me back out. I'll take a lot of things out. I'll put a lot more things in. But honestly, I kind of like that. Like, that's just how my process works. And for those of you who've been wanting to see more of a process, because normally I'll just do guide videos where I've already done something and I'll go back before the save. I already know exactly how to do it. It just, you know, it's a lot more cleaner. But even here, it's pretty clean. Just, it's a big build. It's not really like a guide on how to do anything. Of course, you'll be learning a lot about like working with concrete and stuff and kind of all the amazing things you can do with it. And even if you think like you're offset by like a block or something, you can remedy that. You can fix that. It's really cool. It's really easy to work with, and I love it. I love the addition. And I can't wait till Far Harbor 1.5. I don't know which one they're going to add the was it like warehouse or scaffolding, or I don't even know what category it was, but people are saying it's going to be a whole new category like concrete, and hopefully there'll be even more tricks that you can learn with it. And I'm sorry that I haven't put out one of my Wasteland Workshop tips and tricks guides. Unfortunately, all the footage that I captured for it was on a hard drive which got corrupted, so I have to redo it, and a lot of it I've just, well, plain forgot. And I'm sorry that that is not out yet, but that will be out this weekend, I promise you. My girlfriend is actually going out of town for 2 days, so I have a lot more time, and work has not been crazy busy. It was really busy about 2 weeks ago, but now I have some time to focus on this at night, and, you know, I don't have to watch TV with her. Even though I love her to death, I would rather be doing this, making videos for y'all. So yeah, but again, this is just the Let's Build. It's nothing really like a guide, like I keep saying. I know I keep repeating myself, but just had to reiterate that fact. But you'll see here, like, concrete, yeah, it's such a unique and easy to build with material, and there's a lot of ways where you can kind of trick it into going over top of itself, like you'll see here, where I take this stuff away. And one thing that you always want to do, of course, if you feel like you're going to lose something, just quick save. If you do lose it, reload that save. Bam, you're good. And see, as you can see here, like it'll go through the roof, it'll go through most of the floors, and then, you know, for something like this where it just doesn't actually clip on, remove that wall piece up there, or remove the floor piece, sorry, that curved one, place the wall piece underneath it, and then you can place the floor piece back down. You're good to go. I mean, it's pretty simple. It snaps well to everything, and there's honestly things that you can do with it that you can't do with wood or steel. And unfortunately, they didn't change how wood or steel interacts with anything, but I'm okay with that because I found so many tricks, so many ways to just kind of experiment, do trial and error with wood and steel that, you know, you're going to find ways to get it together the way you want. So yeah, basically here again, we got some supports underneath, and I'm going to make this area mostly wood. It has to, you know, I'm thinking of a Game of Thrones style too, where it's sort of old-timey. It's not built completely with stone. It has the major foundation parts with stone, but not all of it, you know. You don't want all of it, just one piece, maybe all the outside pieces. And of course, I'm going to make some changes to it. I'm just going to show you the basis of my build. The basis of this part, at least, is going to be in two parts. I'm going to do a full castle let's build. I won't do my gate that I've already made, just because, again, that was part of the stuff that was corrupted, and I honestly didn't save before I did that, like a dumbass. So I would have to go back and recreate it, and I love the way that shit looks. But I'm going to make another gate on the other side that will look like that. So, yeah, awesome. All right, and as you can see here, sometimes you just have to find the right piece. That's pretty much it. I mean, if it's finding the right angle for the right piece, if it's just finding a different piece of wood, if it's finding it with concrete, you know, you just have to do some trial and error. And that's why a lot of times my builds take a little while longer, because I try tons of different objects. I try different walls. I try different types of building material just to get what I want. You know, like I said, I don't really have anything in mind. I just kind of have an idea of what I want as far as like the theme. I don't really have anything specific in mind. Most of the time with like the smaller builds I will, because it's a lot easier to visualize and actually put down. But with stuff like this, with bigger builds, especially, you know, like places like the castle or Somerville Place or Starlight or Spectacle Island or Sunshine Tidings, like it's very difficult to visualize everything that you're going to do. So I compartmentalize it. And even for a build like this, I knew that I wanted to have like kind of an indent where that door is, a little pathway leading up, and then kind of two spires on each side. Other than that, I hadn't really thought about anything else that I wanted to put in there, and I just kind of went along with it. And in the end, it turns out pretty good. At least I think. So, yeah, and as you can see, like, I take away pieces, I remove them, I make it so that it's a little bit symmetrical in front, like where this piece kind of adds to, I don't know, the side wall here where it can intersect through the already built castle walls, and my front gate, which you'll see a little bit earlier, or we already saw, but you'll actually see the gate part of it where you can enter, is going to be one of two spots. Now I'm going to have that gate, which is kind of like the back door actually, and then I'm going to have where those two wooden double doors are as the actual front gate, which I'm going to build up into like kind of like a trading post area. So if you just want to stop in, you don't need to come into the castle. You can just buy some things there, you know, set up a trading post for the caravanners from Bunker Hill, just stuff like that. And then, of course, build it on the inside as a full-on, you know, town. I want to make it very much like a Winterfell from Game of Thrones, or even the Dreadfort, where it's just, you know, you have these high walkways around the edge of it. There's kind of things in the center, maybe, you know, like a little shooting range. I've already built a armory door to where Ronnie is, where all those, or where you came up from after that one mission, spoiler alert, where you fight off that sentry, whatever the fuck his name is. And I've already made that into like an armory. So that's where I'm going to have like my power armor. That's where I'm going to have everything. And I'm going to be building a lot of traps, because with the traps, more things attack you more often. And I just actually finally beat the game, literally for the first time on this character after 10 days in game. Something like that. And I don't know what to do besides building anymore. I mean, that's pretty much what I did anyway, because I could have beat the game in, I don't know, maybe 16 hours or something like that. But yeah, it's just, I'm waiting for survival. I really am. But I wanted to make some place that I could actually live as like my final resting spot before I go to survival, because It's probably going to be out next week sometime, maybe Wednesday, because the full survival mode came out for PC on Wednesday, or today on Thursday, so maybe we get it on Tuesday or Wednesday or possibly Thursday. For the consoles, I'm on Xbox One, and I was really hoping for it this week because I just wanted to build like a new character, kind of something I haven't done, where I literally just start out and stay in Sanctuary for as long as possible. Normally, I'll stay in Sanctuary until like level 2 or 3, just building so that I get some more perks, and so that I have some things to actually defeat that fucking Deathclaw, because I play on very harder survival difficulty, and that thing just wrecks me. But yeah, I want to be able to play on survival and just stay in Sanctuary literally for days. And I've already figured out, how to do everything with it. I just need to find literally, hopefully, one crystal decanter, crystal liquor decanter, whatever, in one of the things, so I can build a radio transmitter and get people to my settlement. So, all right, well, enough of that, enough of me rambling. But as you can see here, we built up like the 2 spires that I wanted to have. I think they look pretty good, because what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to have the one on the left, if you're facing the front of it from the outside, that is actually going to be like my bedroom, the king's bedroom, or the queen. I'm the queen. I'm a girl. I'm not a dude in this playthrough. But I'm going to make that as like the king's bedroom, and in the second part that I will be uploading with this, you'll actually see me build that, and I just build onto it. And again, I don't have anything set in stone, except for the concrete that's fucking there, besides as far as building, as far as ideas, as far as what it's actually going to look like. Even here, like I take away part of it to make it square, just because it actually fits easier with what I want to do, and it gives me a little bit more room to walk around. And what I want to do, I just want to make a little place. Of course, I'm not going to have these stairs, but what I want to do is I want to actually make it able so I can actually get up to where that little doorway is. I can make that into a window, basically, and then actually be able to look out if, say, something's attacking me inside the courtyard, or if people are just going fucking crazy. Yeah, whatever. And you'll see here, concrete, it's pretty easy to work with, and I was very lucky. I think I just get lucky a lot. That wall leveled off perfectly on top of the existing concrete that was there, the existing blocks. And here we'll just go ahead and we'll attach one of the generators to the door so we don't have to keep removing it. I'm gonna do the switch a little later. I think it's in this video. I don't think it's in the second one, so just stay watching if you want to see that. And up here, I want to make it so that you can actually get up top here. Again, you just kind of have to find the right angle, as y'all already know. And unfortunately, I couldn't place one of the 2x2s there. I ended up just doing the 1x1s and making just like a little path that had some railings on it. And yeah, you can see here that you can place it directly up there if you want, but I don't want to do that. I want to have it so that there's a little bit of a balcony that you can actually place maybe a chair there or some sort of container. And first here I just wanted to get up there, but again, I actually ended up changing it and moving the staircase over so that it is furthest away, and it actually gives you a lot of room. And yep, I keep falling off because I don't have the rest of it built yet. But yeah, I end up going again here with the concrete floors. Just, it fits the whole motif design up here, whatever. Eventually I change it because I go through a bunch of walls and stuff. And yeah, you'll see here, like, this part actually changes eventually too. So yeah, again, it's all fluid, like it's all liquid to me, essentially. You can change at any time. And the one thing I love about concrete is it will intersect the floor. So if you need to remove it, you place the floor down, move the concrete back on top of it, you're good to go. And yeah, unfortunately, none of the other floors fit here. None of the other wood ones, none of the other, even if I wanted to do like a concrete block, which wouldn't make much sense because it would take away room from downstairs, that didn't even fit. I actually tried that earlier on the other side, and yes, it did not fit. So just trust me on that. All right, now up here, I want to be able to place another area that you can walk up to. I'm not going to have this with the second floor, or I guess technically a third floor, just because there's no actual way to get up there unless you build a spiral staircase, which I am just not going to do because it takes way too much time, even though I think they look amazing, as Mad Queen Show has built. I mean, she's just done a tremendous job on it. I am just showing this because I don't want to take up 3 hours of your time, because that's how long it would take me to do it, because I am staircase challenged, yes. But I'm just going to make a normal staircase, not up to the third floor. And eventually, yeah, you'll see here, I end up taking away that one curved wall and just making it square. It's still curved in the front, still looks good that way. It is just not in the back. And again, this actually gives you a little less room, but it's okay because it actually looks a lot better and it fits well with um, the second floor that's going to be up there anyway for rooms and shit like that. So yeah, we just go ahead, we remove both of these anyway, and yeah, that's okay. So we can place some floors down if we want. We can use that one because it's the same length as those two 4x1 concrete wall pieces. And I think over on the other side, I wanted to make it very similar. So basically, yeah, I place another floor piece down. Concrete's amazing. It'll snap through the walls. It won't snap through the roof, or it'll snap on top of the roof. It won't snap through the roof. But again, since it's on top of the roof, you don't really need it to snap through the roof. Okay, that was pretty easy. All right, now we got to make some stairs so we can actually get up there. Again, find the right angle. You can even snap the that pylon right there, that concrete wall. I don't know why they don't call it just a concrete pylon, because it's a fucking pylon. You can even snap that through the stairs if you place the stairs first and then the pylon. It looks a little funky. I don't know if your settlers can actually get up there. If you don't worry about that or you don't care about that, go ahead, place it, do it. But if you're like me and you want this to be like kind of the main area where everybody sleeps, everybody eats, I'm going to have, it's a banquet hall, but it's going to be a bar because we're not living in 1400 or Game of Thrones time, which would be fucking amazing. Terrifying, depending on who you are, but yeah, again, all right, that's just me ranting. Again, you want to have it so that it's actually completely closed. I eventually close up the top there. You don't need to see me do that. It's really easy. You just take the floor pieces and one of the curved ones first, because that'll actually snap to the curved wall like those are on the bottom, and you're good to go. So now you can see out the side there. We're going to have to go, of course, we're going to have to make it so that it's actually a little bit bigger area. I think I ended up putting 2 more as far as the length goes, and I end up replacing these walls in the second part just because the way that concrete works, you'll have to kind of use these, because as you can see, if you don't put like a wall like that or one of the concrete walls down in the middle of it like I had right here where the main entrance is, it'll be offset by 1. So we're actually going to have to use floors and roofs as roofs both. And eventually, yeah, I take away pretty much all of these wood pieces, wood walls that I use in the second part, but it's really quick and you'll see how I do it. And I end up making it 1 more, I believe, just because you're going to need to be, supported. You're going to need to have a big old banquet hall. You're not just going to want it to look really funky like it's hanging off the edge. Just buy that shit. So we're going to actually go ahead. I tried to do just a little bit here where I fucked around and tried to make it so that the concrete there actually goes into the ground, but you'll see in the next video I actually get it to support itself. So yeah, here I take away those basically so that we can have some support. I'm not going to do it like entirely all concrete foundations like that, but yeah, it's pretty easy to do. All you got to do is remove the floor piece that you want the concrete to stack on, basically put shack stairwells, and keep doing what I do. Move it down, put one underneath, move it down, put it underneath. Once you're good, once you found it at the bottom, move it back up, put one on the same level. And I put one here in the middle, just the same way, super easy. It makes it actually look like it's supported by something as opposed to just, yeah, hanging off. I changed the location of it just because, I don't know, I think it looks better there. But, that's up to you how you want to do it. Again, you put the floor there, you put the shack foundation or concrete foundation there, and you are good to go. You have your place supported. And there again, I tried to do it, but just it doesn't go through the actual ground there, which sucks. But in the next video, I just use some of the 1x1 concrete columns and do it. It actually looks like it's being supported by it, so yeah, you'll see that eventually. But again, you just keep doing this until you have it stacked up, and there we go. We're good. It goes straight into the water, but it doesn't go like where it's hanging off the edge, like it looks ridiculous, like these do. But again, that one's going to be remedied. Go ahead, replace this one right here with one of the wood floors, and like I said, I want the wood floors to give it that sort of Nordic, Irish, Scottish, fucking whatever feel. I don't know what to call it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and just place some stairs so we can actually get up to the top level here, the 3rd level where I'm going to make my bedroom. And I want to make a walkway across here. I actually, like an idiot, I use the wood ones, and I forget the wood ones. If you place them like directly across from each other, and there's a like a gap that would normally fit like anything, it doesn't snap. Like there's a little bit of gap. I don't know how to explain it. Like you'll see me take it away in the next video, I think, and I ended up using just the concrete ones. I should have done that from the beginning. I didn't know that it was going to be such a big deal, but I haven't done that in a while where I make like a little path that's the same distance between them, and as you'll see me build it here in a second. But yeah, like I just completely forgot about that, and I'm sorry I wasted some time there, but it's all good. So again, basically down here, I wanted to make it so that you have this little walkway. I should have just used these concrete ones. Don't know why I didn't. Don't know why I didn't. But it's all good. We'll remedy that in the next video. So again, I made it so that it's wood. They're walkways, and I should have just I'm still kicking myself in the ass for using these. But as you can see here, like you can place the one by ones, and it looks like it lines up, but it doesn't. There's literally, it's not like the gap that you have between, say, like the concrete and the outer side of a shack floor. It's literally like the size of that railing as far as thickness. It just sucks. And unfortunately, we can't use any of the wood railings where those two doors are because the doors are angled, so it doesn't actually let us use them. So we have to use the concrete railings. Yeah, it just fucking sucks. And as you see here, like, I'm actually going to end up replacing these wood ones because there's this overhang here, and it just, yeah, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense for everything to have an overhang where I could just use the concrete that's already being supported by concrete and make it look flush, make it look good. Yeah, it just makes no sense. So, but over here, of course, because the back end is already good enough, I actually end up, I think, just replacing most of these with like those shack outer floors, the ones that are, what are they, like, they're like the almost built-in balcony things where they have like kind of the windows. But yeah, like I said, I actually ended up extending this by one more because it just, there wasn't enough room. It's a banquet hall. You're gonna have a bunch of big old fucking tables, long table. You need more room. So yeah, all right, there we go. That one's good. Went into the actual ground, and yeah, you always want a quick save after you kind of do something big or have worked for a few minutes, because depending on the size of your settlement, mine isn't that big yet. Sometimes it could actually crash, especially if you are on console and your machine just can't handle it. Yeah. Alright, so let's get back to it. And yeah, they're the shack wall and roof. That's what they're called. They're like mini ones in itself. I don't even know what you would call them. But yeah, I ended up placing these around because, again, all of them are going to be supported by the concrete that's there, that's built into it. And yeah, these work really well with each other. They work well with even the bigger concrete walls because you can just basically place one of those right there like it is. You place one of the smaller 1x2 walls, I guess that's what you would call them, and then they just snap right into place. And here, I just wanted to make it a little place where, you know, you could actually step out and view the sunset, because that's actually where, wait, is it the sunset or where it rises? Either way, one of them is beautiful. It happens, trust me. And yeah, that's why I built it over here anyway, because I wanted to be able to see the sunset or the sunrise. I forgot that now. All right, but yeah, see, I'm unhappy with this, and I know that with the concrete ones, it's gonna be actually like on top of it. So as you can see here, there's like a gap where you could actually fit one of the concrete ones. So I end up taking these away. I end up using the concrete ones. I just wanted to test it over here. But what I did first was I didn't use the second floor as a reference to put these shack floors. I ended up actually taking one of the first floor shack floors and putting the stairwell in there, because then that way it's going to be the same, it's going to have the same, shit, what's the word I'm looking for? It's going to be at the same points. That's not even it, but you know what I mean, as you can see here, as the first floor. It's going to go right to the edge, and then with that one, I can actually just move things around. I don't need that to be perfect. I just need to actually have the second floor to be perfect. Now, that's the important one. Yeah. All right, so yeah, as you see here again, it doesn't go perfectly to the first part where you have the stairs, or even the other one, and I ended up just doing this here, but I ended up replacing that with taller walls. Now again, like I said, most of the stuff I actually build with, I end up, no, not most of it, just a lot of the stuff I end up replacing, because I just, most of the time, I get my builds down and then I go through and actually change it up so it looks legitimate. I love junky style builds, but for this one, I'm going to keep it as castle. And as you can see here, we needed some castle-like walls for the outside. I took this away, put it there just in case these didn't work, but those worked perfectly. They actually ended up going intersecting it. And yeah, we just had to kind of move these back because there was a gap, and the gap just wasn't going to work unless I placed another wall there, which, I mean, I could do, but I like things to be somewhat realistic. It just wouldn't seem realistic if there were two walls hanging off the sides except for supports underneath, which I didn't want to do because that would clutter up everything. You know what I mean? It wouldn't work out the best way. So yeah. All right. So and now, as you can see, those walls, they snap on top of the other ones as long as you have some shack floor that you can put a reference point to. And this one over here is just a little tricky, just because again, they weren't, or my castle, as far as the spires and those little areas that you can walk up and in them, they weren't perfectly symmetrical, so I actually had to mess around a little bit. Again, you'll see me mess around a lot in the other video. I kind of stop here, thinking like the 27.5-minute mark, just because I know what I'm going to do with the rest of them. I just wanted to stop here because this was the basis of the build. This was the ground floor, what you needed to start everything with. And I eventually just tried to use these other walls. I had to take the roofs out. And the good thing with concrete, if you put floors up there, it's going to look like it's snapped to it. It's not going to look like the roofs and the walls themselves, but it'll look good enough to where like it doesn't really bother you. Like, I hate having the gaps in the wood walls. It looks kind of ridiculous. And yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll take a look from the front here. And yeah, this is my gate, my back entrance gate. I'm proud of how that looks, but I like the build. I like the look of the castle. I don't like that because it just sticks out and it's unnecessary. And yeah, eventually you'll see me fixing this, or not eventually, it's just in the next video. I don't know why I keep saying that. But yeah, and as you can see here, again, it snaps through the wood. Like, it's awesome. It snaps through the floor. It'll snap through the concrete floor. It works really well. And you know, we can place some things here. Eventually, I actually have that as my back entrance to the castle. Yeah. All right, I think that's almost about it. Yeah. Okay, so this is the first part again. I'm going to have part 2 up with this one so that y'all can see the finished build. I don't want to just leave y'all hanging. And then after that, I'm going to build the rest of the castle. Or as far as the settlement goes, not this castle. I'm going to decorate it, of course, and show you all the things I've done with it and like the basement and everything. But yeah, there we go. That's the castle. Thanks for watching, y'all.